I have barely played Runeterra. Let's see if I can guess how good champions are. Ooh, Misfortune. 3 mana 3/3. When allies attack, deal 1 to all battling enemies in the enemy nexus. Level up, I've seen you attack 4 times. Okay, so when you say seen, it's like anything could be attacking, right?
Yeah.
3 mana 4/4. Overwhelm. Overwhelm is, what is Overwhelm again?
Excess damage goes to the enemy nexus.
When allies attack, deal 1 3 times to all battling enemies in the enemy nexus. This is interesting. Misfortunes make it rain. 2 mana fast, deal 1 to 3 different randomly target enemies or the enemy nexus. Do you pick the things it's gonna target? This wording is really interesting.
It's random and it can't hit the same target. So if there's 2 minions, it will hit each minion once and then the enemy nexus.
The original Misfortune is not the worst. I think as long as you have at least 1 minion on the board, she's pretty good. And you're probably playing this into a deck that you need multiple minions on the board for her to even level up. I would say the original is pretty decent. When she says like when allies attack, it's also with her, right?
If anything at all attacks.
Dude, I'm so nervous from last time, man. This is a card that you would put into a very particular deck where you can get a lot of minions on the board, and this effect feels very overwhelming. Like this feels like you have to kill this card as soon as possible, otherwise it's really hard to get back in the game. So I'm gonna go with this good.
Correct. It's very good. There's actually a deck called Scouts, which has a keyword that says if you only attack with Scouts for the first time in a round, you can attack again. There's like a Scout deck where it's the Masha units that can attack, go back, opponent gets a turn, and then they can attack again. So that means that Misfortune triggers her ability twice, and she's also played in very aggressive decks just because of the 1 ping to the enemy nexus.
Yeah, she seems nuts.
She's never really been bad. At one point she got nerfed and it removed her overwhelm, but even then she was still very good in aggressive decks.
What is quick attack?
It means they deal their damage before the blocker can do their damage back to the card.
Oh, all right. So 4 mana 3/3 strike, create a pokey stick in hand, or if you have one, reduce its cost by 1. 2 mana fast, do 1 to anything, draw 1. Oh, that is a good card. Cycling has to be at least decent in Runeterra.
Very good.
Strike is Gnar has to attack, right? It's not anyone else.
Yeah, has to be Gnar.
With the original Gnar, it's already pretty decent. 4 mana for a 3/3 seems a little weak, but as long as you can get an attack off, it seems decent. The main idea here is you strike with Gnar, you get the pokey stick, you could use the pokey stick to hit the enemy nexus. Then he levels up, so he has quick attack, and is that overwhelm again?
Yep.
4 mana 5/5. When I level up, grant the strongest enemy vulnerable. Round end, if I've seen you start the round with the attack token, transform me back into Gnar. Oh, really interesting.
He can level down.
But then you get another pokey stick, so that's not bad. Gnar's Wallop, 3 mana fast, deal 1 to an enemy and stun it, create a Gnar in your deck. 3 mana to deal 1 damage to an enemy and stun it's pretty good as well. Dude, if you tell me this card's bad, I won't even actually believe you. I think the only way this card's weak is that if you just play Gnar on turn 4. Like if you have no other setup with Gnar and he's just played on his own, he seems bad. Okay, I'm gonna go with this card's good. The pokey stick alone, I would just put into the deck.
It is a good card. Yes. It's very good even. If you asked 2 months ago, 1 month ago, if Gnar was good, you would get a very different answer. It would be he is the best card in the game. Bandle City, the region Gnar is in, is just such a powerful region, but it got nerfed and Gnar was just an overall powerful champion. And Gnar also used to be a 4/3, so he also got his attack nerfed because he was so powerful. He doesn't really see that much play anymore, but that doesn't mean he's not a very powerful card still because he can basically do it all.
So here's the question for you. If the pokey stick was just a card you could put into your deck, would you put it into your deck?
It is a card you could put in your deck and you put it in every single Bandle City deck you play.
All right. Just to refresh, Challenger is that you get to pick who defends, right?
Exactly.
3 mana 3/3, Challenger, level up, I've killed 2 enemies. So this card is not super good just from the baseline. The upgraded version has to be decent. 3 mana 4/3, Challenger, when I've killed 4 enemies and survived, you oh, okay, so this is why the baseline's not super good. That's a pretty good effect. Wow, that's scary. Fiora's Riposte, 4 mana burst, give an ally +3/+0 and barrier this round. The base is bad. On average, she's 1 for 1ing here. I want to make sure I understand this. So when you kill 2 enemies, she levels up, but those 2 enemies don't count to the 4 enemies that you've killed with the upgraded Fiora, right?
They do.
So she just needs to kill 2 more enemies after?
Yep.
Okay, hold on a second. If they're gonna put it into an effect like this that wins the game, this card can't be super good. I feel like if this card was good, this card would be the most toxic thing on the planet. I'm gonna have to go with this card very bad, but if it does see play, it's in the most niche deck possible. Like this is just too unfun for this card to be good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Actually used to be very, very good. Yeah, controversial card. The community didn't like losing to that a whole lot. The thing is, it wasn't even that good of a card. She used to be a 3/3 and her win rate was like below 50%, but just because it felt bad to play against, they nerfed her to a 3/2.
It's hard to balance that kind of effect because if it's good, it's awful. If it's bad, it's unplayable in a sense, but you'd rather have it unplayable than good. Kalista, Fearsome, I don't remember what that is.
Enemies with less than 3 attack cannot block Fearsomes.
3 mana 4/3, Fearsome. I've seen 3+ allies die to level up. Her upgraded version is a 3 mana 5/4 with Fearsome.
Ephemeral, yeah, is a keyword. It's basically a negative keyword, and what it means is is when a unit is ephemeral, it means that unit dies at the end of a round or when they strike.
I attack, reviving an attacking ephemeral copy of the strongest dead allied follower. This round we're bonded and it takes damage for me. Basically, the unit that you'll be summoning here is probably going to proc a different effect. It's not just stats. First time I attack, revive an attacking ephemeral copy of the strongest dead allied follower. Kalista's Black Spear. 3 mana fast spell. If an ally died this round, deal 4 damage to a unit, create a Kalista in your deck. 3 mana 4/3 with Fearsome seems fine. Your level up's hard though, so you would have to put this in the deck kind of like Miss Fortune, where you already have allies on the board, because she needs to be in play for her to level up, right?
Yes, I will say that Shadow Owls is quite good at killing their own units. It's still, you do need units for that.
Why do I feel like what you just said is like a huge bait?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
It looks good, it looks pretty strong, but I also feel like this card can just be absolutely useless. Reviving a unit seems like it's very powerful, and you do it each round. I feel like if this actually levels up, this card is very powerful. Okay, I'm gonna go with this card's probably decent to good.
Yeah, you were doing a little too well, so I tried to bait you because it's actually awful.
No, are you serious?
The card on all levels looks very good, and it should be very good, but the problem is it's in Shadow Owls. And like I said, Shadow Owls is really good at killing their own units. They're not so good at protecting their units. So Kalista is like a mid-range card that can't be protected. So before she levels, she usually just dies.
I was leaning towards the side that it was bad. I really was.
Yeah,
I feel like you're baiting me, like with that luck. I took it. Twisted Fate. 4 mana 2/2. Quick attack. Play a Destiny card. I've seen you draw 9+ cards. Holy moly, man. That's a lot of cards. That's a blue card. Refill 1 spell mana, draw 1. Red card, deal 1 damage to all enemies in the enemy nexus. Deal 2 and stun the strongest enemy. All of these are pretty good. 4 mana 2/2 is awful though. 4 mana 3/3. Each round, the first 3 times you play a card, I play a Destiny card. Okay.
And that's always blue, red, yellow.
Oh my god, the upgraded version is so good. That snowballs so quickly. No, this card has to be bad. A 4 mana 2/2, and just to level up, it has to be on board. And you have to do 9 cards for a 2/2. This is unplayable. Unplayable.
We ruined the streak. Twisted Fate is insane. Just because of the versatility. You don't even have to level him, really. Ever since his release 2 years ago, he's always been a very good card.
I literally said unplayable. Wait, this is Viktor from Arcane? No way.
Yeah, this is a Viktor from Arcane.
What is Augment?
Augment is whenever you play a created card, so a card that didn't start in your deck, he gets +1 attack.
4 mana 2/4. When I am summoned or round start, create a Hex Core upgrade in hand. To level up, you played 7 created cards. Okay, so he generates a created card for himself virtually every single round. That's pretty good. Grant Viktor a random keyword. It has fleeting, but you're almost guaranteed to play this like every single time, right? Like, why wouldn't you play this? 4 mana 3/5. You created cards cost 1 less. When I am summoned or round start, create a Hex Core upgrade. Okay, so his upgraded effect isn't super good. Okay, I'm saying that, but you're probably smirking. Created cards cost 1 less. Like, how beneficial is that? Your Hex Core upgrades already cost 0. So to level them up, you're gonna have to have created cards in your hand to begin with. So this effect is better than I'm thinking it's gonna. How good is discounting randomly generated cards by 1? Probably good enough. His effect on his own is just good because he just becomes like an absolute monster if you just leave him alone. Like, he's from Arcane, so he has to be good.
Viktor 2 months ago was unplayable because his Hex Core upgrade cost 1 mana. They buffed him to 0 mana, and suddenly it's one of the best cards in the game. Runeterra does have spell mana. That would just mean that on turn 3 you would have to bank 1 spell mana so you could play the Hex Core upgrade next turn, but no matter how you spin it, that will make your turn more awkward. This one is going to require some explanation because Pyke is a very weird keyword. Pyke has lurk, and he is a lurker. And what lurk does is if there is a lurk card on top of your deck, so it's the next card you're going to draw, when you attack, every lurker on your deck, in your hand, on the field, will get +1 attack. When Pyke lurks, he gets a different effect than from any other lurkers because you have to imagine like Pyke plays in a lurk deck, so there's going to be a million minions that have this keyword. When Pyke lurks, he transforms into a spell, which is Death from Below.
Whoa, that's so cool. 4 mana 1/3. When I lurk, transforming into Death from Below. To level up, allied Pikes have dealt 15+ damage. 4 mana 2/4. When I lurk, transform me into Death from Below. He has quick attack. When I kill an enemy, I strike the weakest enemy. That seems very strong. Death from Below. 4 mana fast with lurk. Summon Pyke, striking an enemy. Yo, that has to be super good. When he gets summoned from Death from Below, he still has quick attack, right?
Yep.
Takes Bone Skewer, 2 mana, fast. The ally strikes an enemy, then moves to the top of your deck. The ally moves to the top of your deck.
Yes.
This feels really strong. The fact that you get to play this as a spell, it deals damage, and it potentially has a better upside seems very good. All right, this card has to be good.
Correct. Yeah. So Pyke sees play in exactly 1 deck together with Rek'Sai. And Rek'Sai's effect is when I am on top of your deck, give your lurkers +2 attack instead. Whenever you lurk, you give everything +1 attack. attacks that will give +2 attack. That deck recently got nerfed pretty hard, but it's never really been a bad deck.
Dude, that's a really cool effect. Taliyah, or is it Taliyah? 5 mana, 3/5. Play, summon an exact copy of an ally landmark. I mean, if you have one landmark on the board, this seems like a fine card. 5 mana, 4/6. Play, summon an exact copy of an ally landmark. Attack, deal 2 to my blocker 3 times. If it's dead or gone, deal 2 to the enemy nexus instead. Taliyah's Stone Weaving. 1 mana burst spell, manifest a landmark you can afford. 5 mana 3/5 is not great, but if you have a landmark on board, which I'd imagine you're gonna play a landmark before you play Taliyah. Like, this has to be nuts. Just from the base alone, she has to be nutty.
Yeah, it's a very, very good card.
If you would have said to me this card's bad,
I would have vented the call.
Draven, 3 mana 3/2, quick attack. When I'm summoned or strike, create a spinning axe in hand. Level up, I've struck with 2+ total spinning axes. Okay. 0 mana burst spell. To play, discard 1, give an ally +1/+0 this round. 3 mana 4/3, quick attack. What's the shield one again? Sorry.
Yeah, that's overall.
When I am summoned or strike, create 2 spinning axes in hand. 3 mana fast spell. A battling ally strikes a battling enemy. It's like a preemptive attack to your attack, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This one I'm actually really torn on. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to base this on League of Legends here. Draven is a decent champion, but he's he's never been like the best champion in the game. So on that logic, he's okay.
He's very good.
No.
But that is because there are so many good discard cards in the game. He got nerfed to 3/2, and now he's still extremely strong. There's only like an entire essay on this card.
3 mana 3/3, Nightfall.
A few moments later.
Let's be real here. They went through all this effort on this card. This card has to be good. I'm going to make a bold claim here, actually. This might be the best champion in the game.
There's no real answer to that, but you might honestly be right. It might right now be the best champion in the game. Completely redeemed yourself.
Yeah, I think I did. Man, no, I don't know, dude. I said Twisted Fate's unplayable, and then you come around and say he's good.